I'm laughing because every time I start a recording, I have to speak for a moment so that the auto ducking kicks in so that the game levels are at the right moment as I begin the recording and actually am speaking while being recorded. I have to do that right before the mic cuts on, right? Well, I did that, and as soon as I stopped talking and opened my mouth to begin saying things and I hit the record button, Jennifer goes, "Thank you so much. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against All Challenges meta series, where we're taking on the Nomad Challenge. What I was gonna say is good news. We're well fed. That, and I think we've figured out the way that we're going to move through this challenge more efficiently. But anyway, enough with what was going to be the lead-in, but is now an afterthought to the lead-in because Jennifer just had to, insert herself into the conversation immediately at the beginning of the episode. So needy. We are not completely rested because we passed time to get to the point where we're at now. So let me go ahead and extinguish this lamp for just a moment. We're going to head for Signal Hill relatively quickly. It is the middle of the night. We're on voyage difficulty, so I'm not super concerned about getting hurt. But the thing is, I don't actually have any weapons. Yes, I know, I had a heavy hammer and I dropped it. Why did I drop it? Because it's the heavy freaking hammer. We're playing on voyage difficulty and I've got more than enough stuff to carry. So, we're not going to worry about the heavy hammer right now, but that does mean that I have to be a little bit careful. Anyway, let me stop distracting myself for just a second. We are going to probably want... Looks like I don't have a lot of low-condition food items. I've done a good job of eating the lower-condition stuff, which is kind of a habit of mine. So I guess what I'll do is I want to eat this banged-up dog food. The reason I'm going for the dog food first is, 1, it's heavy. 2, it's wet. It doesn't taste good. Do not recommend. But I'm going to eat 2 cans of it. It is very high in caloric value. And it's wet, so it actually replenishes a little bit of thirst when you eat it. Even though just the thought of eating dog food is bad enough, and then the game says wet dog food, somehow that makes it even worse. I know. But for the purposes of gameplay, it is a good thing to eat, especially right now. So I'm going to sleep now for as long as I can. 10 hours is not how long the game is going to give me. It's going to give me more like 6 or 7, 6.5. But the cool thing about that is we're now close to the end of the night. And let's take a peek outside. I'm not going to forget my bedroll. Don't worry. I think what I might actually do here... Oh, did I put my lantern away? Yes, I did. I think what I might actually do is I might go back by the farmhouse just to top off my lantern, because, I have that jerry can there. I'm going to bring some firewood with me. I don't need those matches. I shouldn't have picked those up. Yeah, since we're well fed now, we have an additional 11 pounds of carrying capacity, which is fan-frickin-tastic, let me tell you. So I'm excited about that, and we might get some other stuff done pretty soon. You know what, let me grab... With that in mind, let me grab this scrap metal, because I might have a use for that, just saying. Some of you know what I'm thinking. I'm not going to say it yet, but let's go ahead and peek our heads outside. I'm pretty excited right now, Legion. I'm pretty excited. So that second episode that I recorded was a one-off as far as a recording session goes. I was just recording the one episode just to make sure that that was ready to go. And as I continue to ease myself back into things. But with this episode, I'm actually sitting down right now for my first multi-episode recording session in a very long time. And it feels really, really good. I'm excited about it. Yeah, we're pretty warm at the moment. We're doing okay. I'm going to just keep an eye out for wolves. You can do the same. And we'll try not to die. We'll probably be fine. So yeah, I think what I will do is go out to the farmhouse again. And at the farmhouse, we will top off the lantern, and then we will head to Signal Hill, which will be right around the time the sun is rising, which actually means the beginning of this episode should be quite beautiful, assuming the weather is permitting, which on Voyager difficulty, it should be. And I think what we're going to do for this challenge, as I mentioned at the beginning, is And also, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, it seems like that's a really good, efficient way from a video perspective to move through the challenge. Obviously, you can treat it differently when you're playing on your own, but since I'm recording for YouTube, and this is a challenge, as I've said a billion times now, on a lower difficulty setting, I think it makes a lot of sense for me to, once I get to a particular location, as long as I have the food and I feel safe doing it, just pass time as quickly as possible. Just sleep, pass time, and get to the point where you're ready to go to the next location, so that the majority of gameplay and recording can be focused on moving around the world and seeing the sights and accomplishing your objectives and going from place to place, rather than sitting in one place, which is not as fun, right? Already checked him. That was during the first episode. Yeah, I definitely am going to need to top off the lantern now because I'm burning through most of its fuel. But the sun is starting to rise. By the time we get to the farmhouse, it's going to be lighter than this. So that's good. Can you imagine in a few months, however long it's going to be? It might be later in the year when they drop this part of the update, but I'm thinking, since they already did the loot table update, that the animal spawn table update would be sooner than later. It's going to be pretty interesting when they change all of that information up as well, which is coming very soon as part of the Tales from the Far Territory updates. Do I need these? Do I? Probably not. Since they're right in front of me, I'm going to grab them. If I were playing on an Against All Odds difficulty mode or on Interloper, I would absolutely be like scouring the coastline right now. But I'm not. So I'm not going to worry about it. I've got lots of food. And as I mentioned, oh, hello. Hi. Hi. Ooh. That's 4 wolves. Count them. Not 1. Not 2, not 3, but 4. I don't have a weapon with which to fight off a wolf right now. I've attracted the attention of 1, a single solitary wolf. Leave me alone. I do not care. I do not care, wolf. I do not care. Go away. Go away. This door will smack you in the face, wolf. Don't make me do it. Okay. Let's go inside, just to lose the aggro. I could grab the heavy hammer and smack the wolf in the face, but that just seems like overkill. So, now that that's done, and we are here, I think this is going to be a good opportunity to rest for just a moment. And, oh yeah, this bug where the lantern sound... Did you hear the lantern sound double up just now? It's weird. Some of the sound, since the update to survival mode, is a little bit wonky, but you know what? It's fine. We're not gonna sweat it too much. We're not gonna give them grief. I'm just gonna put a bedroll down right here and sleep for 3 hours. We should wake up to a little bit of light and the ability to go places. You know what? Since I'm back, though, since I'm here, actually, there's not a lot of light yet. I keep putting my lantern away because it's still out when I wake up from a nap, and I don't expect it to be. If you're wondering, that's not a streamer error thing either, or a YouTuber error thing. I do that in solo play. It's just an innocent mistake. Like, if I'm in the dark and I can't see my lantern, I wake up from a nap and I assume, like a reasonable person, I have stopped holding onto my lantern while I was asleep. I mean, am I out of line there? Is that something I shouldn't be assuming? I don't know. Hey, wool scarf. Nice. Yeah, I want to come back now that we're not in the midst of a very exciting episode 1, for me specifically. Like, I was talking a million miles an hour during the first episode of this. Couldn't wait to be back into a series, recording games for all of you, and supporting The Long Dark in 2023. And as a consequence, I think I probably rushed through this area. So while the sun is coming up, it makes a lot of sense just to revisit and make sure I didn't skip anything obvious. This is where I found the parka, so I know I was in here. I know I checked that drawer. Did I check this cabinet? Yes, I did. Did I check that Nope. Wow, Hadrian. All right, dude. All right, dude. That is not going to fly on the higher difficulty settings. Thank you to the commenter during the premiere that pointed out I missed the medicine shelf. I did indeed miss it. And you know, in higher difficulty settings, I probably will be looking less and less for like feedback from comments as far as what I need to do or what I missed. That's just because I'll be focused on how my gameplay is going, how my playthrough is going, and not too concerned with like what other people might have done or what other people might have seen. Because, you know, if you watch a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer and someone else plays, and I'm not saying that like if you leave a suggestion very kindly pointing out that I missed something that you're like doing something wrong. You're not at all. But I think if the person that is playing the game that you're watching plays it exactly the way that you would have and misses nothing that you missed, and you pick up all the same things and all of this, then or rather than I misspoke there. So rather than saying that like if they miss nothing that you missed, you pick up all the same things that the person you're watching does. There's exact alignment between the way they're playing and the way you're playing. Then that's not as fun to watch, right? So especially on higher difficulty, I'm not going to be as focused on like checking for feedback on whether or not I missed something, because the mistakes are part of the experience and they're part of the story. So I didn't check the fridge either. Wow. Orange soda and cooked trout. Hey. Raw rancid venison. Worth cooking? Yeah, you know what? I'll do it. Won't take long. I've got what I need to start a fire, so let's do it. I'm going to put the lantern out because I don't need it anymore. Oh, I kept those cardboard batches by mistake. That's fine. Which accelerant do I have? I'm going to use just a little bit of lamp oil. How about that? I don't normally use oil this often starting fires, but I don't think it's really going to hurt anything at this moment. I didn't need to put that much wood in the fire, but it's worth getting rid of some weight. Should I put a cooking pot down? Does it really matter that much? It doesn't, to be honest, but I'll do it. Doesn't that just look delicious? I'm going to cook that and eat it. Appetizing. Love it. All right, so the condition on this thing is now 77%. Looks much better, actually. So let's eat that. Pick up the cooking pot. Take a torch. And bid adieu to the Pleasant Valley farmhouse. Bit of a deja vu moment, I know, but I'm glad I came back because there were definitely... Oh, hi! There were definitely a few things that I missed. That's a bear. It's a big old bear, and we need to go that direction, right past the bear. Everything's fine. This is normal. We're not concerned. Hey, a fleece cowl. I'll be wearing that momentarily. Yeah, spray paint. I hear bear crows, but I've already seen the bear, so it really doesn't matter. That is kind of redundant. Visor? Visor? Nada. Okay. In case you missed it, if you're watching and you haven't played The Long Dark lately, visors actually... You can find visors. Legion, you can find visors. And you can find things in visors. They go together. The doe is running from the bear. Oh, I haven't been to the outbuilding yet. Let's go ahead and check that out. It's foggy, but it seems like it's clearing up a little bit. I like it. Could be a nice day by the time we get up to Signal Hill. So I think I've still got that jerry can on me, which so much the better. I'll be able to refuel my lantern, and I won't have to come back to the farmhouse a second time to grab it. It's in part the well-fed bonus that's giving me that, so I just need to make sure that I keep my stomach topped off. Here's another Who Are You, Hadrian moment. You ready? Who are you? Are you really Hadrian? We don't think you are. Where is he? What have you done with him? Why are you talking like Batman? Nobody knows. So, let me check the tractor real quick. That's good.
I think I can use this.
Well, I'll take the flare. Reclaimed wood. Now, it's possible that there could be a revolver here, as I've learned in past episodes of Against All Odds. However, that was in the old loot tables, and those might not apply anymore. Hey, I got a hatchet. Now I have a weapon against wolves. Yay. I see another flare. I'm not going to be able to carry much more. I'm not encumbered yet, but I can see that happening pretty fast. There is not a revolver in this barn, at least where it used to be. We did get a hatchet, though. The reason I'm being so thorough looking for it is that it was staring me in the face when I missed it during the recording that I missed it in. It was a long time ago, but still. I'm very wary of missing that revolver again. But I'm also wary of the fact that the revolver is no longer here, because the loot tables have changed, so why do I care? Let's come up here. Let's not fall. It wouldn't do that much damage, but it would not be pleasant. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Huh, let's put all our weight on this spot right here. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, wait. Thankfully, the game doesn't have... Oh, that's a body. Thankfully, the game doesn't have physics programmed in any way that way. Oh, another fleece cowl. Now, if I remember correctly, the fleece cowls are actually better, I think, than the wool toques. I'll have to check that in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and just drop down here. There we go. All right, so, yeah, let's take a look at this. I have to repair... Let's see. Oh, they're actually not. They might be more protective against the wind, though. So that torch... No, that torch just burned out. No, that torch just burned out. That's fine. Gotta conserve my torches. Let's go ahead and harvest this worn sweatshirt. Since I don't need it, we're also going to harvest this wool scarf. Let's go to Signal Hill, he said. We'll be there in a minute, he said. Welcome back to my Long Dark content. All right. Now let's compare. I was wrong. These are actually inferior. They do have better... No, they don't even... Yeah, they're just... they're plain and simple, like, just not as good. They're good headwear to find, but we don't need them. I'm going to go ahead and harvest these. And that's that. All right, so now we're not carrying too much. We're close to our encumbrance limit, but we will survive. I have this cooked trout. Let me go ahead and eat that. One of the reasons I want to eat that is that that meat being on meat is producing a tiny, tiny, tiny amount of scent. Unless something has changed, I'm not aware, but I just would prefer not to attract any furry woodland friends of the medium or large-sized variety, if you know what I'm saying, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So we ate that fish, and now let's actually go to Signal Hill. How about that? Running, 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 running. Anything in this trunk? Maybe? Perhaps? I wonder.
Hope nobody needs this.
What the hell? Streamer loot. That is not... This is just... You're freaking kidding me, man. You're freaking... I cannot. I cannot with you, game. Wow. Wow. They all said in unison together, both on the recording and in the audience. Wow. That is just... Even on Voyager difficulty. Just... What? So I now have gauntlets and an urban parka. By the way, if you don't know this, the reason that I reacted so strongly to the gauntlets, again, unless something has changed, those are the best gloves in the game that you can get. Particularly on this difficulty setting, because when you start to get up to Interloper, when you start to play on loot tables that are more restricted, the gauntlets are on the list of items that are no longer findable. Now, one thing I have noticed in the current version of the game as of mid-January, well, 1/3 through January 2023, watching other people stream it, is that it is possible on Interloper to find certain items which conventionally have not been findable on Interloper, which might also mean that you can, on Stalker, find items that you would normally find on Stalker. So, I might be wrong about that now. I haven't played the game enough with the new loot tables. None of us have. We're all still learning. That's what's really exciting about playing The Long Dark again in 2023. If you missed my saying it earlier in the series, they've completely refreshed the loot tables, which means that even if you're extremely well-seasoned and you're a veteran player and you really know what you're doing in The Long Dark, you can... I don't know if I'm going up the right slope. Yeah, I'm totally not. This is what I get for wandering in the fog. It's fine, though. Let's go to Signal Hill, he said. We'll be here in a minute, he said. It'll take no time at all. Oh yeah, I didn't go far enough back. I know where I am now. There's going to be a cave here. Okay. It's totally not a bear cave. We're fine. Let me actually poke my head in here and see if there's anything discoverable. No. Alright. Also, I'm never going to comment on how great the weather might be ever again, because notice what happened. And I'll just assume full responsibility for that. Okay, so thankfully we're not encumbered. I'm going to climb here for funsies. I would walk up normally, but here's what I'm going to do. We're going to consume a wee bit of coffee to gain some energy back. I'm going to drink 2 cups. Oh, I'm not thirsty. Just kidding, I'm going to drink 1 cup. And we're going to climb this rope. I'm going to drink some of my caffeine while I climb this rope. Ah. That's better. Okay, so that's that. Three days at each location listed in your journal. I know, that's why I'm going up there. So we'll actually be there momentarily. And, you know, this weather is just so awful that it's probably going to be even worse by the time I get up there. It's going to be like a fog so dense that I can't see, like, even that tree in front of me. It's just going to, like, you're going to wonder why I'm even playing this game again. You're going to wonder why I didn't just, like, go play Fortnite or something for my return to the channel. You know what? I'm going to forget that I ever even said that as a joke. Do me a favor and do the same. We're going to strike that from our memory collectively. Those words didn't happen. Nobody's going to clip it. Nobody's going to clip it because it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But the weather's going to be terrible. And we're going to be surrounded by 5 wolves on all sides. And a pack of timber wolves will appear in Pleasant Valley. Which can't happen, by the way. I'm being extraordinarily facetious. Which I never do. But, you know, make an exception for today's episode. Alright, I hear lots of carrion crows. So there are... Alright, so... Looks like there's going to be a corpse. Isn't there a ledge halfway down this cliff here? So that's what you're circling here. There is not a way. Oh, there might be. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. I can step over here. Let me see if I can... Yeah, see, there's two... It's a dual climbing spot. I hope I didn't just doom myself here. I can't see what they're circling. I have a feeling it's on the... Yeah, it's going to be a little rough. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, we're fine. Whew. All right. Deep breath, everybody. Tonight at 11, popular Long Dark streamer fails his first challenge after joking about it being the easiest in the game. How did he die? He fell off a cliff. An hour into the playthrough. GG. Radio Control Hut. Which, by the way, is our second location that we're going to visit. So that's just below the barn on the list. I'm going to go ahead and stop this episode here, and the next one we are going to spend our time at the Radio Control Hut pretty quickly, and then begin moving probably towards Skeeter's Ridge, which that will also take us toward the plane, and I'm excited to go there because that will help us go through whatever clothing might be at the wreck and discover anything else in the area that this particular loot table has to offer. Again, all the loot tables are new, so things that are findable in every location, it's all kind of novel to me, so I'm curious what is going to be in store for us as we move across the zone to the other side. And then we will visit the rural store, and that will be it for Pleasant Valley, so we'll have to make a decision about where we go from there, which I'll just kind of do on the fly. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.